Now I will model a mechanical system for a mosque project in Saudi Arabia. First thing, we go to models, create new, and select mechanical template and click OK. And then insert, link Revit, and then we search for our architectural file, Mosque Arc. I will leave the link in the description. Open, and then I will click here and I pin it and edit type, room bounding. I click OK. Then I will go to any section. I don't need the ceiling, so I will delete this. Go to any section. So this section, I want to move it. I can drag it. So it doesn't impede my geometry. Double click. And now both my levels are aligned with the architectural level. I don't need to copy level A, but if I want to copy, if I want to delete these two levels, I click this one and hold Control and click the other one. Delete. Okay. And then I go to Collaborate, copy monitor, select link, this link, and then copy multiple, and hold level 1, Control, and level 0. A small finish. Then I go back, big finish. So now I have my two levels. I want to rename this to ground floor. And I want to rename this to first floor, to roof floor. Now they are still black, they're not blue because they're not represented in any view. So I will go to view, plan views, floor plan, and then hold the Control key and copy them. And edit type here. It's a mechanical plan, so this is what we need. Okay. So here I got my ground floor and my roof floor. I will hold the Control and copy them again. Right click. So one by one, duplicate view. And then I rename it to ground floor plumbing. I want to duplicate this one, rename it to roof floor plumbing. And this ground floor also, I can rename it to ground floor HVAC and rename to roof floor HVAC. And then I click here, I give it a view template of plumbing. Click here, plumbing plan, okay. And this one, click here, plumbing plan, okay. So now I created my levels. I go to ground floor HVAC. So now I want to create a ventilation system for these washrooms. But first, I want to put my spaces and name them. So I go to Analyze, Spaces, and then place spaces automatically. So, and then I go to Architecture, and then Tag Room. So for some reason it's not visible. So try again. Manage view templates. The room tags are not visible. Here they look visible. They are visible. So I'll check them another time. So now I will go to I wanna click AT. For air terminal, I wanna put diffusers here everywhere. So I go to here. I can't find return diffusers, so I will just go to insert, load family, and browse to where Revit keeps my families. Typically it's in C, program data. Sometimes it's hidden, so you need to unhide it. Go to desk, RVT 2024, libraries, English, US, and then I scroll until I find mechanical, MEP, airside components, air terminals, and I need M exhaust grill. Okay, and then CM to place my family, CM, elevation from level, I need it to be maybe 2000. Still doesn't show. This is plumbing plan. I need to go to ground floor HVAC. Roof. I messed up this one. It should have a mechanical plan. So that's it. I click here. I need it to be 300 by 300. So edit type, duplicate, 300 x 300. So I need the duct width to be 150, duct height to be 150, and diffuser width to be 300 and height to be 300. Okay. And I want to go to the roof, and I need a rooftop fan. So I click load family. I go to my downloads because I have it. So mfan green hack. I will leave a link to it in the description. And CM, not this one. Load family, another. So I didn't. I don't have it, so I will get it and come back. I go to load family, and this is the fan. I click OK. CM. This is my rooftop fan. I'll put it on this roof. I hit escape. I click on it, and there is a connector here. And then I need the middle elevation from the roof to be minus 350. And then apply. And maybe I click here. So I hit escape. Didn't show here, but if I go to this plan, there is a duct here. CS for create similar, and I will go all the way here and here. And click here. And I need this duct that's coming out of the diffuser to have the same elevation as this duct. So I copy. Then I click here. I click the duct. And then I give it the same elevation so that it connects perfectly. I click one click here and one click here. And I click on this one, CS for create similar. And I need same diffuser for all the washrooms. And I click here. And I also want to put one here. And now I can just give it the same elevation, and I connect it. give it the same elevation, and I connect it, escape, and then click here, give it the same elevation, and connect it, escape, give it the same elevation, and connect it, escape, the same thing, for all the diffusers. I forgot to give it the same elevation. And now I made all the ventilation for my washrooms. And for these small washrooms, I need to have a ceiling fan, exhaust fan. So to load this ceiling exhaust fan, I click load family, and this green heck fan is the fan that I need. CM to load the latest. So I will just ME for mechanical equipment, and I search for the green heck. This is the small one, 100 CFM. I hit spacebar to rotate it. I click here, and then I click here, and then I give it a duct like that. Click CS for create similar, and also this is a store, so I will just rotate it. I click here, and I give it a fan. Now this duct, escape, I click here, this duct like that. And also, to save some time, I can copy the fan and the duct, copy and put them in the other washrooms. Click here, and then I rotate it, and then I move it, then I can shorten this one a little bit and do the same thing, copy, and I paste it everywhere. Paste it here and here and here. Next, I can tag this stuff, free end, edit type. I want it to have an arrowhead, so it looks better. So TG, I can tag everything. Also, I can load custom tags. You can go to the roof. I can tag this fan. Doesn't have a mark, so I can call it RTF1 or rooftop fan 1. Gives me a warning that anything that has the same type will get the same tag, no problem. And I can click edit family and widen this rectangle a little bit. Load into project, overwrite, and this is my tag. I can tag this fan. I can call it EX1, exhaust fan 1. can tag everything also, and I need to give it an arrowhead to look good. TG, and I can tag all the fans. Can also enough to have one, and then put its number. So the next thing is I need to put an air conditioning to this big area. But first, this is the guard room, and this is the imam room, and this is electrical room. So I need to put 3 split ACs in here. I don't have a split AC loaded, so I will just click insert, load family, and this is my LG indoor AC. I will leave it in the description. So CM, space to rotate it, and then I can put it here. Also, I can give it an elevation of 2500. Click CS for create similar, and put one here and one here, and maybe also one here, no problem. Then I can tag it. I can call it SP1, for example, split unit 1. Okay, and I can tag all its brothers like that, and I can tag this one. Next is the big package air conditioning. I can click insert, load family, and this is the big rooftop unit. And I go to the roof and CM to load the latest family that I have created. I click here. I want to rotate it. I click here, and then this is the supply duct. This is the roof plumbing, not the roof plan, for HVAC. So I can edit the visibility graphics to not show the mechanical equipment. So I click OK, OK. I do it again. Edit. I search for mechanical equipment. Then I check it, uncheck it. Okay, okay. I go to the roof plan, HVAC. I click here, and then I click on the duct, and then one click here, and then I need it to go minus 400 below the roof level, and then I hit apply. And then I want to close this and close this. I don't want to save, so it will appear here like that. I want to move it to the right. I can also cut a section to see how it looks like. I hit escape, double click. So I need it to go more in the ceiling like that. Then I will go to the ground floor plan, and then I will start creating my duct. I can click here and then CS for create similar, but I need it to be the width to be 600. And then I will start. Also, another thing, I need the justification to be from the left. I will try the left. Also, edit type, routing preference, the transition. There is no enough transitions. The angle it doesn't show here. So load family. I will search for where Revit keeps the families. I'll go to C. and then program data, and then Autodesk, RVT 2024, libraries, English US, and then D, I'm searching for duct, fittings, rectangular, transitions, angle, okay. So now it's loaded. I wanna the 30 degree, okay. Then I will start drawing my duct. So click here, CS, then I did it 600, and from the ground floor I need the elevation to be maybe 3500. I will start drawing like that, and I hit escape and then DT for duct, and I need the justification to be from the left, and then I will start drawing, but the width is 450 like that, and then the width I need it to be 300 for the last segment. And this is how I draw my duct. Now I want to connect my air terminal. I have an air terminal family that I will load it, load family. I'll go to where I have my families, and 5M supply diffuser, this is my diffuser, and then CM, a space to rotate it. Then I put one here, and I need it to have the same elevation. If you click it, it's 0, which means it's just lying on the floor. So I'll click on this duct, just copy, click here, and give it 3500, nudge it a little bit. I click here, and then I go back to DT. I need the justification to go back to center, and then I hit escape. I click here, and I can connect my supply diffuser. Click here and then connect it, and then escape. Click here, connect it, escape, do the same thing. Click on this diffuser, CS for create similar, space to rotate it, and then I place another one. Let's try doing it. Now all this portion, I can mirror it to the other side. I can just select it and then mirror, draw a line, and then around this duct. Now it looks so good. Next step is connecting my duct to this vertical duct that coming out of the machine. I can cap open ends, for example, and then cap open ends. And this is how I created my machine. I can also mirror it, but I to make sure I can copy the one that's on the roof, I can adjust the visibility graphics temporarily. Mechanical plan, I search for the view range, sorry. Edit, I needed the top, I need to have a crazy offset, like unlimited. Okay. So now I can see the machine. I can also select everything. I can mirror, draw axis. So I can draw my axis right here. And I hit escape. So I mirrored everything, including the units. So I go back to mechanical plan, visibility graphics over the view range, edit, and I need it to be level above. Okay, okay, it will disappear again. Now I want to create the HVAC system for the daily prayer and women prayer, but before I do that, I need to go to visibility graphics from view template, and I click here, and then I search for rooms, and I check them to make them visible so that I can see the tags. And I delete the extra tags that I did, and go to tag room, and I place a tag here, tag here, tag here, and tag here. I hit escape, and then I want to remove these numbers, so I will click here, edit family, and then I want to delete these labels, I don't need them. Load into project, overwrite. Then I want to remove this annoying box, so I will click here, edit type, and then uncheck showroom number. Okay. Next step is I want to create air conditioning for men's daily prayer and women's prayer. For men's daily prayer, I want to put the same air handling unit, like rooftop air handling unit, like this one. For men's prayer, I will put 2 fan coil units. So I can just go to view template, mechanical plan, and temporarily I need to adjust the view range so I see the equipment that are on the roof. I go to view range, edit. I need to make this unlimited so I see everything. So I can just copy these ducts. I hold Control and I copy this unit and the ducts. Copy, and then I move it so it gets to here. I go back to, and this little transition, I don't need it. So I go to view range, view range again from view template, mechanical plan, view range, edit. I set it back to level above. Okay, okay. And also I don't need this transition. And now I want to create ducts that are the same sizes like this, but I click TG for tag, and maybe I remove the leader and I make it I click here, and I want it to be vertical, not horizontal. CS, no, TG again for tag, and this one MA for match. I match it, TG, and I need this one to have a leader, free end. I do the same thing for the other one, CS. Okay, so this one needs a leader. And this one also. And this one. And TG for tag, I need one without a leader and one that's vertical, and I need it without a leader, and I need to put it here and here and here and here, and then I need to tag these diffusers, TG. These sidewall grills, I need a leader, free end, and this I don't need it to be vertical, I need it to be horizontal. And I need it to have an arrowhead. And I need it to read like the mark of this diffuser, so I call it supply grill 2 or 1. Okay, and I go to edit family, and I delete this one. I don't need it to show. Delete, load into project. Okay, overwrite existing, and I adjust it like that. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, so 8 of them. So tx for text, so 8 at, I hit escape, I move it just so it doesn't sit on the wall. Now I want to create similar ducts in here, so I click on this one, CS for create similar. It will inherit the elevation and the dimensions. So I want it to go something like up to here, and from here I need to go DT, and for the alignment I need it to be the justification, I need it to be to the left. So, and the width, the next segment is 450, so 450 up to here, and then like that, and then the last segment is 300, like that. And I need to create a similar CS, and I want to put it right here, and space to rotate it, and the other one I will put it here. And I need to just move this reducer a little bit, so, and I'll click here, so I click DT again, and for the justification I return it back to center so that I can draw my duct from this diffuser. I click like that, and I do the same thing for all the other diffusers or sidewall grills. I hit escape, and then I click here, I connect it, and I hit escape. Here I connect it, and I click escape. I do the same thing. And now I can tag it, TG. I can place the tag here, just here, and I can click MA and match it with this one. I can move it so it doesn't hide any part of the duct, and I stand on it and CS to create similar, and I uncheck the leader, I put it here and put one here, and MA to match properties with this one, and I move it like that, so maybe it aligns with this one, maybe it looks good this way. It doesn't look good because the leader is too far, so maybe this way is better. TG for tag, and I can tag these, I add a leader, and I can tag these supply grills. Also I need them to be horizontal, not vertical. I want to take it outside, like to put it here. I want to go edit family, and I move it a little bit like that, overwrite, so, and I need to align it, and also it's SG1 not SG2 because it's the same like the one we used in the, okay, duplicate mark values, and this one we have just 4, so copy, escape, and then 4 at. escape, and then I will do the same. I just mirror it before I connect it to this duct. I can cap open ends, and then I can mirror it. Select everything here. Shift to delete this selection. If I selected something by mistake, I can shift and subtract it from the selection. Control to add. And then mirror, draw a line. I draw the line in here. One click here, one click here. And I can select this stuff and move it. So okay, and now I can connect this duct to this duct, and this duct to this duct, and this is how I want it to look like. In the women's sprayer, I can just insert fan coil unit, ME for mechanical equipment, and then I search for a fan coil unit, something big like this one, and I can place it here. It has 0 elevation, which means it's sitting on the floor, which is wrong. I need it 2800, for example. I click here, and then the out duct, just draw a small one, escape, and then DT. I need it to be aligned to justified to the right. And for the size, maybe I start with 600 by 356. I start this way, and I need it to go, the next segment is maybe 400. And the next segment is maybe 300, and I click here, and AL for align. It's already aligned, so I can connect this one to this one, and I click on this sidewall diffuser, CS for create similar, and space to rotate it. I leave it here, and I just need one, so I can shrink this in size, and I click here, draw duct, and then DT, and the justification, I want to set it back to center so that I can draw normally. No enough room, so I should move it a little bit. Still not enough room. The problem is the elevation is different, so this elevation is like that. It needs to have the same elevation. I click here, elevation from level, Control V. So now it has the same elevation, and I also can nudge it so it gets closer to the unit. This way might not work because I need to move my reducer down, and I continue connecting. Why there's still no room? Try this time. Okay, and I do this for all my connectors. And now TG for tag, and I need it to be horizontal, and I call it FCU1. Anything else from the same type will be called FCU1, no problem. TG, and I can tag this one, and I need it to be horizontal, and I can TG for a tag, I remove the leader, I put it here, and then another one with a leader, CS, add this leader, and I need it to be horizontal. I don't like it when it's not straight. It's not okay. That now I can mirror it. I just click here, and then mirror maybe around this door. So I can nudge it, select it and nudge it to go above. Now I created the HVAC for all my project. Next step is plumbing. I can go to plumbing, ground floor plumbing. I can rename it to, or duplicate, and I can rename it to foundation plumbing. I remove this copy. This is foundation plumbing, and I go to my plumbing plan view template, and I just uncheck the view range because I want every plan to have a different view range. So I need the view range to not be included in the view template. And then VR, I go bottom. I need it to be like so the level above the top is to be level above with 0 offset, but the bottom to be associated level with maybe minus 600 offset, and the view depth I need it to be unlimited. Okay. Now there is lots of plumbing fixtures in the architectural plan, but unfortunately it's not in our plan. How to do it? We go to collaborate, copy monitor, select link, and this link copy multiple, and then we hold control and we copy all the plumbing fixtures. I selected the wall by mistake. I hold shift and unselect it. And then the small finish. Revit is processing. Then I go back to copy monitor and select the big finish. Now I have them in my model. Now I can click, I can adjust the view detail level. Just temporarily I set it to fine, so I see how my pipes look like. And PI for pipe, I need it to be sanitary, not hydronic supply, sanitary, and I need the diameter to be 6 inch, and I need the elevation to be minus 400. So it's buried in the floor, and I need it to start maybe from here, like that, and go all the way up to here, and then like that, and then we will just assume that the connection from the municipality is coming from here. This is my pipe. I can start creating my drainage connections. I click here, I give it minus 400, one click here, and one click here. I hit escape. I do the same for all my connections. If I click here and I got the water supply by mistake, I can press tab to toggle between connections. Minus 400. I click here and I click here. Escape. Minus 400. I click here and I click here. And Control save. Don't forget to save your work. Click here. Minus 400. And I click here and I click here. Click here. Minus 400. And I click here and I click here. Sometimes if it acts like that, I can also go to this pipe, CS, and start from here and one click, and then TR for trim, and I trim it. Click here, minus 400, click here and click here. And then CS to create similar. I can just get all these ones connected to the 6-inch pipe and connected back to the minus 400. Hit escape. Minus 400. I click here and I click here. Minus 400. I click here and I click here. So if anything happens, I can also get it from the other way, like that. One click, TR for trim. And I can get this one, minus 400, and I click here and I click here. I can do it also for this one, minus 400. I click here and I click here. I forgot to give it a proper elevation. I can create CS and I can create a pipe that's just 3-inch. I can connect all these lavatories to it. This way, I click here and then I give it minus 400 and it can connect to this 3-inch pipe. I do the same thing for all the other ones. CS. So I try the other way. CS. TR. Maybe they are not on the same level. It's minus 400. I give it 300 by mistake. TR. This way. And also this washroom, this lav, minus 400. This way, minus 400. I hit escape. This is how it should look like. Can cap open ends. You can also connect this washroom. Minus 400, and I go this way, and this is how we create drainage system for our project. Now I want to tag my drainage pipes. I click TG for tag, and I need the tag to be a little different, so I can just place it here, and I click here and edit family. So I need it also to read the system abbreviation, so I click on label and search for system abbreviation. Click here and I click on the green arrow, okay, and load into project, overwrite. Now it doesn't read because the system doesn't have an abbreviation. To add an abbreviation to the system, I will scroll in the project browser, families, extended, and then I go to piping systems, click on the plus, and then I search for sanitary and right click and then type properties. I search for abbreviation, all caps SAN, okay. Edit family, I need it to be all in the same line. Load into project, overwrite, and this one I need it to be free end. I can move it like that, and also I need the arrowhead to be like this loop. So how to do it? We go to manage, and then additional settings, and we go to arrowheads, annotation, arrowheads, and we search for arrow style. I make it loop. I need to duplicate it before I do anything, so I will cancel. Go additional settings, annotation, arrowhead, duplicate. I call it pipes, okay, and the arrow I will make it loop, okay, and I click here, edit type, and the arrowhead, leader arrowhead, I search for pipes. So this is how it looks like. TG, I start tagging everything. I will delete it because I need it to be free end. TG, free end, so I tag all my pipes. TG, and I tag everything. I can also add a floor drain here. So PX for plumbing fixtures. I search for a floor drain. There isn't, so I can search. So I can go to insert, load family, and search for in my computer, then see program data. Sometimes it's hidden. Autodesk RVT 2024 libraries English US, and I search for plumbing MEP fixtures drains floor drain round. So I click on this one and CM to insert it, place on face or maybe on work plane. So I can add one here and one here and one here, and CS to create similar, and I need diameter maybe to be just 3 inch 76.1, and we can go from here to here and connect it. I click here, CS, there is no place, so I can take it down. Click here, CS, try one more time. So try from here. It's not working. So I can just click here, CS, and try to place it. And delete this one, and then click here, right click, draw pipe, and then TR for trim. Then click here and take this pipe. I give it the same middle elevation. I click here on the plus sign. I just extend it, and I do the same thing here. Minus 400. I click here. TR for trim. And I do the same thing here. Minus 400. And I can cap this one. And TG for tag, and I can tag it. I can also create an enlarged plan for the washrooms. To do that, I can do it through a call out, or also I can go to the foundation, right click, duplicate with detailing, and then rename it to washrooms layout, washrooms drain layout. And then I go to the crop, and I can crop it. And I can change the scale, so this one can be 1. So I go to the view template, and the scale I can just uncheck it so that I can change it in every view scale. And then I uncheck it, okay, and I can give it 1 to 50. So now the scale is smaller. The scale is bigger, so that's why the annotation got a bit smaller. Now I need to make the water supply plan. To do that, I can go to the ground floor plumbing. So the water supply, the drainage doesn't show because the view range is just showing me what's above the floor. I can go and click PI, and I want a 3-inch pipe, so 76. Sanitary, water supply, domestic, cold water. Then it doesn't show because maybe something in the filter. So I go to view template, visibility graphics model, and then I go to filters. It should show. So pipes, I search for water supply. So I try to give it so PI. It's because the middle elevation is minus 400. I need it to be 2800. Now it will show. So I can draw the pipe. I can draw another pipe. So here we will have a heater. So I can take this. I click on this water closet, and I give it 2800, and I can drag it all the way to here. And this one, I give it 2800, and I drag it to here. And this one I want first, so this one is domestic, so I want to click here first, one click, and then I give it 2800, and I drag it to here. So if we look at it in the 3D, click here and click here, and then I go to this cube. So this is what we did. We took it from just from the back of the water closet all the way up, and then I wanna go here, click one click here, and then 2800, and I connect it here, and I click here, I click here, one click here, and then 2800, and then I drag it here. I do the same thing, one click, 2800, and then I drag it here. Click here, here, one click, 2800, and I can drag it here. Do the same thing here. One click, 2800, and then I can drag it this way, and I can cap this one, edit, cap open ends, click here, one click here, 2800, and then I drag it here, and here, one click, 2800, and then I drag it here. I can also load a family for water heaters, because my template doesn't have, so I will go to where Revit keeps the families. I go to plumbing, then MEP, then equipment, water heaters, and then I can get the tank list for the small washroom and the big one for the big washrooms. So I hold Control and I can load multiple families. Then CM. So, and then place on vertical face. I can place it here. Click the lavatory, and then the hot water, then one click here, and then I want it to be 2600, and go this way and this way. I hit escape, and I click here and here, one click here. So I can it goes from below the heaters, so I can just give it 600, and then I click here, and then I take it back to 2800, and then I place it here. I can click here, I do the same thing, 600, and I click here, and then 2600, and then I can place it here, and TR for trim, one here and one here. If you go to the 3D, so I click any two components, I go to the 3D, and VV, because the selection box doesn't show annotation box, and then the section box, I check it, I'll make the view to fine. So this is how it looks like. So we can take it right away from here, so we can save some. We can take it from here, but no problem. So again, I can go to systems and plumbing equipment, and I search for the big heater, this one. So I pick the 285 and I put it here, and I can take the cold water branch. It's below the duct, so tab, and then I click here. I try to click, so I need to give it also a low elevation, so I click here and then tab, maybe 600. I try. So I want to look at it in the 3D. I want to close everything that we're not using. Click here and 3D. So the water supply is coming from above, actually, from here. So I tap. I can give it 2800, and I can take it here, and I take it here. I want to do the same thing with the the hot water, so but it's 2600 and like that, because it will feed all these hose beeps. Click here and click here, right click, draw pipe. I click here. Here I give it 2600 middle elevation and I click escape TR for trim this way, and I will do the same for all these hose bibs. 2600 elevation. Here and then TR for trim, and this is of course the ones the real hose bibs will have cold and hot, but we can consider them to be only hot. So TG for tag, and I can tag all my pipes. Also the domestic cold water doesn't have a system abbreviation, so I will scroll down to families. And search for piping system, and then domestic cold water. Right click, type properties, system abbreviation. I can give it domestic cold water supply, and I click OK. And the same thing for the domestic hot water, type properties, abbreviation D, domestic hot water supply, and then I click OK. And then I go tag all my pipes. It snaps somewhere, so and I can take the hot water pipes, TG. Also, I can tag the equipment. There's no tag for plumbing equipment. I can search for reference project, and I can add my plumbing equipment tag. Also, I can get the water supply from this pipe CS, but this one I want to make it just below the ground, so the water supply is coming from the city to here, and then it's distributing. It runs below the ground and then goes all the way to all the other washrooms. So I can give it a middle elevation of minus 200. It will not show because the view range is set to 0. So I will just place this one here, and then I go to the my view template, plumbing plan, and then I go to view range. I can just uncheck it. It's unchecked, so I click VR for view range, and for the bottom I need it to be minus 300, and the view depth minus 300. Maybe it will not show the drainage pipes, but it just will show the water supply. CS for create similar. Click here, CS, and I will go all the way down to here, and then here, and then I will it should go to the washrooms. This is a store, so I can drag it. I click here, CS for create similar, one click here, and then I give it an elevation of 2800, and then all the way to here. And then I click this pipe. This is the water supply. Just one click here, then change middle elevation to minus 300, and I connect it. I can take this one all the way to the washroom because this is where it comes from, the city. So it's cutting the annotation, makes it ugly, but no problem. Then I click here, and then I click tab. This is the water supply, so one click here, then I change the elevation to 2800, and then I connect it. One click here, one click, then I change the elevation to 2800, then I connect it. One click here, one click, one click, I change the elevation to 2800, and I connect it. One click here, one click here, then I change the elevation to 2800, then I connect it, and TR for trim. So, and I can drag this a little bit so that we have some room for the cold water supply for the lavatories, and then I hit escape. One click here, one click here, and then I change the elevation to 2800, and I try to connect it. Do the same for the other lavatories, 2800. Hit escape, and then I do the same here, 2800. One click here, and one click here, and one click here. Click here. Click here. Click here. and then I can take this heater CS for create similar. It will inherit its elevation and properties. Can click and can place the water heater here, and I click here. I give it elevation of first 600, and then one click here in the wall, and then I change the elevation to 800, and I connect it here. And then from here, one click here, and then one click. So I give it an elevation of 600, and then I click here, then 2600. This is the height of my water supply all the way to here. Then I start connecting the hot water from the lavs. So click here, 2600, and then I can connect it. Click here, 2600, then I can connect it. Click here, 2600, then I can click here and then trim, TR for trim. And then I can tag my water supply pipes, TG. And then TG, and I can tag all my pipes. I can align them this way, TG. I can also create an enlarged plan for the washroom's water supply. So to do that, I can go to the ground floor plumbing, right click, duplicate view, duplicate with detailing, right click, washrooms, water supply. And then I can crop the region and change the scale to 1:50. Now I want to tag my water supply pipes, so I click TG for tag, and I click here. I need it to be free end, so if yours is not free end, you can change it from here. So I need to do two edits to this tag. First, I will click edit escape, then I will click this tag, edit family, and I want it also to report the system abbreviation. So I click on this label, edit label, and then I'll search for S for system abbreviation. So click here, and then the green arrow, it will be added to this label. So load into project, overwrite existing, it didn't change because the system doesn't even have a label. So I will scroll down in the project browser until I find families, and then pipe systems, domestic cold water, then right click, type properties, system abbreviation. I will give it domestic cold water supply, and then I click OK. Now it's reporting the type of the system. Also, I want to change the arrowhead so that it looks like the pipe arrowhead. I will go to manage, additional settings, annotations, arrowhead, and then I'll click duplicate, and then I will call it pipes. I click OK, and then for the arrow I want it to be the loop type. I click OK, and then I click here, edit type, and then leader arrowhead, I want it to be the type of pipes that I just created. I click OK, and this is how I want it to look like. And then TG for tag, and I want to tag all my pipes. I want to tag everything. You can nudge this down a little bit and then move it so that it's aligned, and this to be vertical. So TG, the hot water is domestic cold water by mistake. Right click, and then this C I will call delete and make it H. So I hit OK. TG, I want it to be aligned with this one. TG, I hit escape. I want it also to be aligned. I can nudge it. And this is how I can tag the water supply piping. Now I still need to connect these pipes with water supply, so I can adjust the view range so I see below the ground, but the problem is that this will show the sanitary pipes. So let's try, because I want the pipe to run below the ground from here all the way to here. So I will try adjusting the view range. Go to plumbing plan, view range, it's unchecked, so I can do it from the model itself. VR, then for example I need the bottom to show minus 400, and this also to be minus maybe 450. So still drainage pipe don't show, so that's good. And so I click here, CS for create similar, but I need the elevation, the middle elevation, to be minus 300 below the floor. So I click here and I click here. So Revit did its made the riser for me. Now we are moving under the ground and go all the way to here and here, and I hit escape, and then CS. I want this pipe to go all the way to these washrooms, and then when it goes here, and then one click, I give it the same elevation, 3500, and I go to here. And then I click here. Not sure, it gave me the water supply, so one click here, and then I want it to be minus 350, and then I click here, and then this branch should be the same size as this one, so I will delete this fitting. I did something wrong. Turn back to my view, delete, and I want it to have the same diameter, which is 22. Escape, and then TR for trim. I want to trim it like that and trim it like that. And go here, and I want also a heater like this one, CS. I place it here and rotate it. I hit escape, rotate it, and I want to connect all my pipes. 3500, I connected. I want to go back first, then I click here first, then 3500, then here, escape, and then I do the same thing for everything. One click here, 3500, click, escape, and one click here, click here, 3500, and then click. I want to change this to be 22 because it doesn't look smart. 22, and then take this one click here, then change elevation to 3500, then I go here, hit escape, TR for trim, this way. Well, it shouldn't be 22 because there is another pipe, but we will see. And this one, 3500, escape, this one, 3500, and then connect it here, and this one, 3500, and then I get it like that. And now this water heaters, and then I need it to be connected to the cold water. So I'll click tab. Now I think I have the water supply, domestic cold water pipe. I just click here. I need to adjust the elevation. Do it again. Maybe 600. I click here. There's something. If I look in the 3D, I will understand what's wrong. I hold Control to select multiple elements, and I go to this selection box. So the problem is that it's just lying on the floor, so it's difficult to draw any pipes. I'm gonna close this and close that, and then WT. I will see both of them. So I will just look at the other water heater and see its elevation. It's also on the floor, but so the pipes are from above. Yeah, it's from above, so I click on the pipe. Maybe if I give it 3500 will work. Yeah, that's right. So that's it. There is no place. Can nudge this one. And try CS. There is no room, because there is a reducer and a T. Try to give it more space. And we click here. We work on the hot water. So the hot water, I think I need it to be a little bit below the cold water so that they don't clash. 3400. So I click here. I hit escape. I click on this one, I give it 3400. I click here. I hit escape. TR for trim. I do the same thing for the other lavs. 3400. I hit escape and I click here. 3400. And now we modeled our water supply for our mosque. So TW, I return back to tab view and I close this 3D view for now. And then TG for tag. And I can tag all my pipes. I hit escape, and then this doesn't look straight, so I can delete it and do it again. I can tag everything. I hit escape. I want to tag this mechanical equipment. It's plumbing equipment. It needs a tag to be loaded. So keep it for another time. So now, I think I created an enlarged plan for the drainage. So this enlarged plan, I need to adjust the view range so it doesn't show the water supply. VR, and I need the top view to have an offset of maybe minus 700. Let's see. So some disappeared and these ones did not. So VR. I can also set a filter to not show the water supply piping. So I click VV, filters, and I add a filter. It's here in the view template. I search for filters. VG filters, I uncheck it, I click OK. And then VV filters, I add a filter, domestic cold water and domestic hot water, and then I click OK. I go to the filter, I don't need them to show. Click OK, now they will not show. Now I need to have the same enlarged plan, but for the water supply for the washrooms. Sometimes I like to just copy, duplicate view, duplicate with detailing, save the project. So I duplicated it. I just click rename, washrooms, water supply enlarged plan, and I will just crop the view, show crop region, and I will crop the view so it just shows the washrooms. And I will just get rid of this tag. So now this is how my view looks like. I can crop it and I give it a better scale of 1:50. Now I want to create my sheets. I go to sheets, right click, new sheet, and A1 metric. Okay, so I don't need this default sheet. I can open a reference project, file, open project, and I go to a very good project that's made by my company, and I can get the title block from there, or I can get the title block from the architect and edit some stuff in it. I will go to sheets, double click on the cover sheet and edit family, and load into project. Or first I can adjust it so the client here is not Tim Hortons. I can get the client logo from my downloads folder. So this is my client this time. I put the logo here. I can adjust it. I can nudge this stuff down. I can nudge my logo down. So now it looks good. Project name, I will call it so this will we can change it from the sheet view in the project. Load into project, mechanical mosque, okay. Overwrite. So now this is how it looks like. Project name, I can call it mosque number 3, for example. And this is the sheet name. So M101 cover. This is the name. Just we call it cover page. Sheet number M101 and project number 2354. Drawn by ZM. Checked by ZM. Issue date 9/8/2024. And now I can also copy the stuff that's in this sheet that I can reuse it. Control C, and then I go to my cover sheet. Control V. I leave it here. I hit escape, and this is, we can call it mosque number 3, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And these are some general notes, for example, and I have a photo of a mosque. I will drag and drop. This way. I'll search for the photo. Now I found a photo of a mosque, so I will use it. Anyway, that we can make our cover page look good. And I will create a sheet list. So I go to schedules, and right click, new sheet list, and I just want the sheet name, the sheet number first, then the sheet name. I click OK, and that's it, but it will fill itself as we create more sheets. I put it here. So next I will just go create new sheets. I can duplicate this one, duplicate sheet, duplicate empty sheet. And this is, for example, ground floor HVAC. And this is M2. I go to my views and ground floor HVAC, drag and drop. I want to crop the view, double click, show crop region. I want to crop it like that. Double click, and I drag and drop my view title. I want it to be called ground floor HVAC. Click, and then I go another sheet, duplicate sheet, empty sheet, and I call it roof floor HVAC. And this is M3, that's okay. I go drag and drop the roof. Again, double click, view crop region, and I crop. Double click and I move it, the sheet title, and then view title, and then like that. And I want to rename it to roof HVAC plan. I click here. So that's how it looks like. I want to tag this equipment TG. If I double click, I activate the view, and they call it rooftop air handling unit, rooftop unit RTU1. Yes, it will change all these. So edit family, I wanna just extend this rectangle so it can contain. Overwrite, it still didn't contain it. Load into project, okay. Overwrite, didn't contain it. So I think I can adjust this one. So there is something here that, okay, overwrite. So this thing that I checked makes it readable. So the crop is not okay. Double click here and one click and I want to create a third one for the plumbing. Right click, duplicate sheet, ground floor, it's maybe foundation plan, drainage, M4, and then I drag and drop foundation plumbing. I drop it here and then I click here, double click, view crop region, and I crop. And double click, and then I carry the view port title this way, and then ground floor water supply, right click, duplicate sheet, duplicate empty sheet, ground floor water supply, and I click here and I drag and drop. Double click in the view crop region, and I crop it. And double click, I get my viewport title. I click here and I click here. Something doesn't look good. Then I will go to the sheet, right click, duplicate sheet, and I can use enlarged plans, and I can drag the washroom's layout. I put it here, and maybe it will not fit, so I will go double click. I can change the scale to 1:75, for example. Custom 1:75. Okay, so and enlarged washroom plumbing, also double click and change the scale to 1:75. Control Z, double click first, then I move it, and one click here and nudge it to above. I can create also another sheet for details. Right click, duplicate sheet, duplicate empty sheet, details, and another sheet for schedules. I can go to my other project, my reference project, to get, so this one I can get the details from here. Double click, and then it's a drafting view. So I can go to the drafting view, it has a linked CAD, not attached. So that's how I will search for the detailed CAD file. So I will create a new drafting view and then new drafting view. I call it details. I click OK, and I go to insert, and I can import CAD or link CAD. I try link CAD, HVAC standard details, and I need the colors to be black and white, and OK. I ignore this one. This ZE to see everything, and it looks good. So I go back to my sheet, and I go to views and drafting views. In this question marks details, and I drag and drop. So it needs to be scaled. And I drag it like that. And then one click I can adjust this weird line. I don't need it to have a viewport title, so I can change the type of the viewport with line title, no title. No title, that's it. So that's how I can also create equipment schedules, and that's how we create a mechanical drawings for our mosque. To print it, we can click here and select views and sheets. Select. I just need the sheets. So I uncheck this, I uncheck this, I click check all, and that's it. And I need them into one single file, and then I want to save them in downloads, and I call it mechanical. Oh, I went to the wrong file, so I do the same thing here. Select multiple and uncheck, check all, select, and I click OK, and I call it mosque, and I save, and that's how we print our work.